Hey brother, so you don't know what to do with your life. You see all these people achieving and chasing their dreams, going after their goals with passion and ambition, and you're not sure what to do. You don't know why you're unable to find this purpose, and you're struggling to see the reason to work or the reason to do anything in life. And so you hide away playing video games, trying to find some form of community and some form of purpose and achievement. Because at least if you're good at the video game, then you're good at something, right? But we all know that that's just coping, right? And so, like you, that's exactly how I felt. Striving to achieve something in a video game that doesn't mean anything in real life. There's no transferable skills, right? And just wasting my time every single day, hours and hours on end. And so that poses the question like, why is it so hard to find your purpose today, right? And so here are some things that I've come to find out, right? And if you really think about it, so in today's world, like we have too many choices, right? And yes, that could be a good thing, but most of the time, having too many choices puts us into the state of like being frozen, right? I mean, if you have the option to choose between two things, right? Let's say Pepsi, Coca Cola. Those are both bad for you, but just as an example, right? It's much easier for you to just choose one of those, right? Okay, you like this one, you like that one. But now, if you're presented with the option of like 7 or 8 or 10 different drinks, now suddenly you're like, like exactly, you get frozen. You're like, you don't know what to take. Imagine that same example with food, right? You go to a restaurant, now unless you're very sure, and there's always like you take the same thing every single time, right? You know that when you go to a restaurant and you see the menu, there are so many options. How long does it take you to actually choose something? You're like, this one, or maybe this one. And so this problem comes also with our purpose and our goals, right? From a young age, we're being told that, you know, we can do anything. Okay, so what does that mean? What am I good at? What do I enjoy? And actually, the funny thing is that when I was in high school, right? You know that you get these like career coaches or people who that you do some kind of test and they tell you or guide you into a specific career. Okay, so I went through this test, and at the end, the coach just told me, you'll be fine. You can do anything." I'm like, okay, I know I can do anything, but what should I do? Like, that's the whole point of this coaching is so that you can give me an idea, like, okay, do this thing or that thing. Not like you can do anything. Like, you already know you can do potentially anything you set your mind to, right? But what am I supposed to do? Like, so that guidance didn't give me any guidance at all. And so I'm sure many of you are faced with that same issue. And so this is one of the biggest issues we have right now is that there are too many options. And so um, it's really hard for us to zero in on exactly what it is that we should be doing. Now, of course, to get over this, it's really important for you to be aware of your skills and your personality and things that you can do. And even once you know those things, there's still a lot of options, right? So this is truly something that you have to put a lot of deep thought into. And, ask your friends, ask your family, write a list of your skills, a list of things that you enjoy doing, and compare your skills to things that you're doing and see where there are overlapping things, right? Something you enjoy and you like, something you're good at and you enjoy doing. Okay, put them together and see what options are available from there. Um, so it is quite a challenge, and this is something that I struggled for a very long time with. Even now, I'm 28, and only now I feel like I'm starting to come into some kind of groove of this seems like the right path. Okay, um, so I understand the struggle. And something else that really doesn't help us is the fact that we're able to compare ourselves with so many people, right? The advent of social media has really um, heightened our expectations, right? You see all these famous people doing all these things, driving these cars, doing crazy things, and you just think to yourself, okay, how can I do that? You see these lawyers and famous doctors and all these different people, and the actors especially. Like, you see all these people living these lives and you compare yourself to them. You try to be them potentially, or you take it in a negative way and you feel bad about yourself that you're not able to do those things, right? So comparing ourselves to others really causes a challenge for us to find our purpose. It really makes us question our purpose all the time. Like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? And so when you actually start following something, you know that there is always going to be someone who disagrees with you, who thinks that you're not doing the right thing, you're not on the right path. This is especially true with your families. You have societal pressures, you have traditional pressure. Your parents are always expecting you to do something, right? Most of us can relate to that. Our parents have this idea of what we should do or what we should become. And many times they're just trying to, of course, they're trying to, have the best for us, right? But a lot of the times they're trying to live their missed opportunities through us. And it's very important for us to have this idea that we should not actually try to live up to their expectations. It's our life at the end of the day. And so we need to be happy with the decisions that we make and the purpose and the life that we follow. So it's very important to realize that they are, the most of the expectations or the pressures are from a place of love, right? Because they do want you to succeed at something. The problem is that it's just not always aligned with our purpose or what we're good at or what we enjoy doing. And so this also sets up the next thing, which is the fear of failure. Like, if you've decided on your goal, right, your purpose, and maybe you tell your friends, you tell your parents, right? Now it's like they tell you you shouldn't do it, and you're so afraid of failing because some other people already told you, like, you shouldn't do it. And so you have to try and like prove to them that no, this is your decision, this is correct. And it's really a challenge to think positively about this. So we really need to understand that yes, we will probably fail at 80% of the things that we do, right? And failure is just part of life. So yes, you will fail, but don't be afraid of it. We need to adopt a growth mindset, right? So even if you fail at something, what did you learn? What can you do better next time? And question, is this really part of my purpose, right? So you have the fear of failure, but you need to pursue your purpose and really give it a try. Don't just, after your first failure, you've only been trying something for 1 month and now say, okay, that wasn't it, right? You failed one time and you only been doing it for a month. So you need to give it at least, I would say, 6 to 7 months to really put in the effort, fail multiple times within that period, and actually try to evolve, try to really give it your best. And then after 6 months to a year, if you're still not able to do it and you can really feel that this is not aligned with your purpose, maybe then start rethinking. But I would definitely urge you to continue and really give it a good shot, right? Because you've heard many stories of people who have failed multiple times over multiple years, and then all of a sudden something clicks and you think it's an overnight success, but actually they've been failing and failing and failing for so many years, and they've learned from all those experiences to then eventually get it right. And this also ties into our lack of self-awareness, right? Because us as guys, we've always been told to act in a certain way to get participation trophies, and it's like we're not aware of what we need to do. We don't have strong minds, right? So it's really important for us to it's really important for us to develop our mind through meditation, journaling, become really strong, find out what our values are, stick true to these values. Once you have your values and you find what you're good at and you find what you enjoy doing, I mean, somewhere along all those things, something interconnects, right? And once you find the thing that interconnects, okay, you like doing it, you're good at it, it aligns with your values, and there you go. You've got something along the lines of your purpose. Now, we know that to try and find your purpose, you really need to spend a lot of time thinking, right? Thinking, writing, doing, okay? And so, something actionable that you can do is to actually sit in front of a blank wall, like just a white wall. And I know Hamza actually spoke about this too, if you check his videos. Um, you sit in front of a blank wall, and I tried this, and it's really quite fascinating. It's kind of like meditation, right? But you just sitting in front of a blank wall, there's no distractions, and you just think. Let your mind go wild. Of course, you might start drifting off onto random things, but then you try to refocus. Like, why are you sitting here? You're trying to find out your purpose. Really take a deep um, look inside and think about what your purpose is. And so you need to switch off your phone, turn off all notifications, maybe just have a notebook next to you so that in case if you do think of some crazy ideas, you can actually write them down and not forget them. So that's something that we can do to really become more aware of ourselves, right? And so we get really busy and distracted. Like I mentioned in the previous one, we need to remove those distractions, right? And so we get very distracted by the busyness of our lives, right? You're always working on something, you're always doing something, and these distractions can keep you from finding your purpose. That's probably one of the main things. I would say the two main things that keep us from finding our purpose is, number one, there are too many options, and number two, we're just distracted all the time, right? You go doom scrolling on TikTok, you're playing video games, you're going to your job, right? All these different things are distracting you from actually thinking about your purpose. So it's very important to go on like a monk mode. I know this has gotten quite popular, is to go on a monk mode for like a few weeks or months and really focus on what is your purpose and how can you align your life towards that purpose. And so, brothers, this is a real challenge that us as men have to face. And this is one of the most important things as a man, is to find your purpose. You hear of many people who self-delete themselves after spending 40, 50 years at their job, right? And then they retire and they think that, okay, life is going to be good. But when you don't have something important to work for, you just start to die inside, right? So as a man, it is extremely important that you find your purpose. And your purpose is, let's say, an indefinite goal, something that you can work towards until the day you do eventually pass away, right? But that should be like 90, 100. So let's say you retire from your job at like 50, 60. you still have another, 40 to 50 years that you need to do something. You can't just sit at home and watch Netflix and, get fat. Like, you need to do something in that time. Now, I really encourage you to try and find your purpose before the age of 30, because you really need that. You really need some energy to work on it. If you're between your 20s and 30s and you can find your purpose, I mean, that is just amazing, because then you have still got a lot of time to work on it. And now, if you're some of the guys that are over 30, this is extremely, like, at the most important urgent level that you need to find this now, like within the next 6 months. Like, you need to figure something out. You cannot keep going on without knowing your purpose. And then try to see how you can align your purpose or align your life around your purpose. So brothers, if you found any value in this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me on Rumble, and I'll see you in the next one.